was quoting our last movie.
Dumb bastard.
You dumb bastard. It's a sailboat. Schooner is a sailboat, stupid.
There we go. Okay. I'm ready. Hi. How's it going? Oh, you got the which one is that? What is that?
That's the one you gave me.
Yeah. But which one is it? It's not
The
Diamond Select.
That's no, it's not Diamond Select. It was oh god damn it. I don't know which one, but as soon as you sent it to me, I immediately took it out of the box. I'm like and took it out of the box. And I did giggle just like that. So
Excellent.
yeah. It's doing weird things because of the background, but it's a giant Incredible Hulk figurine.
It is beautiful. It looks good when it was right in front of you.
Wow, blocking my face. God damn it.
Yeah. All right, one more gin and tonic and I'll be ready. Hold on.
I'm surprised you haven't gone to the new festivities store yet.
From
who are you talking to?
July 1st?
Timmy. Yeah.
No. No, I'm not really. I've had some festivities that a friend gave me for like 2 years, and I don't
fucking potheads.
No, that's what I'm not. That's what I'm saying. You drunk bastard.
Quiet, you. We're not here to put down me.
If you move it around just right, it disappears.
Hey, Kettle,
exactly. Am I drinking anything at all?
See,
I don't got nothing in my hands.
Look at that.
You guys are out of your minds. I'm not drinking, obviously.
Oh, there it is. Oh my God. David Copperfield. All right. Hi. How's it going, guys?
Hi.
Ooh-wee, I'm ready.
Okay, I'm also ready. Welcome and thank you for joining the Subtle Nerd Podcast. My name is Steven.
My name is Tim.
And I'm Scott. Today we are going to be talking about the Incredible Hulk film from 2008. This is the second film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I'm super excited because I just watched it a couple of days ago. I've got my cool background of the Incredible Hulk. I've got my practically life-sized figurine of the Incredible Hulk and a boatload of unbridled enthusiasm. So I'm excited. I hope you guys are, because I enjoyed the film watching this again recently. I liked it more this time.
Your mood seems slightly better than it was last week with Loaded Weapon 1. Just slightly.
Just slightly?
Yeah, just slightly.
He wouldn't shut up this whole episode. God, we found out what he likes. We'll just bring up the Incredible Hulk in every single podcast, and Steve will just light up.
There we go. All right, so I guess I'll ask, where does this rank for you all in, we'll just say phase 1, in phase 1?
Ooh. Oh, goddamn you, Timmy, with the difficult questions.
So I'll give you guys
out of the gate.
So phase 1 was Iron Man, Incredible Hulk. Was it Iron Man 2 was next?
Yes.
Thor,
Captain America. Yeah, Thor, Captain America.
Captain America, First Avenger, and then Avengers.
So
all in a span of 4 years, right? 2008 to 2012?
Yes, correct.
We got those awesome movies. I mean, there's not a stinker in the bunch. Iron Man 2 would be the last. Like, that would be my,
agreed.
Sixth place movie.
Yes.
And I think all three of us would agree there.
Yes. I would put the Avengers film at the number 1 slot.
Ooh.
I would too.
Ooh. Heavens to Betsy. Okay.
I know. Controversial opinions.
It is. I think depending on the day, you might get that same answer from me. But it's tough with Captain America in there. Anyway,
allow me to persuade you.
Today.
You said depending on the day. So
I don't.
What about today?
See, you would go the first Iron Man film, wouldn't you?
Either Iron Man or Cap.
Okay.
But man, this one, Incredible Hulk, is up there for me. I really like it a lot.
I had a fantastic time watching it again, and um, definitely enjoyed it this time around, especially with what we've been getting lately with Incredible Hulk. I was very delighted to go back to a more savage monster. Scott's just spinning around in his chair. I like that more than Doofus Hulk, who we've been getting recently in the Marvel Cinematic Universe and
So
the
you're
TV shows.
recently, you mean She-Hulk or do you mean the movies?
Yeah, She-Hulk, the movies, the
Okay, or
whole
just everything.
shebang. Ever since
Okay,
they've
so,
neutered the Hulk,
so
that whole
even Endgame with
thing.
Hulk Bruce or whatever they called him.
Well, so he's supposed to be this amalgamation of the Professor who got
Yeah.
Banner's intelligence in Hulk's body.
Mhm.
And they put it on screen for a solid meh from me.
So would you say the last good Hulk was Ragnarok?
Well, let's not go nuts to me.
Well, no, I mean that was the last time we saw him.
Yeah, Hulk did Hulk things in Ragnarok. I was
He's-
decently pleased with that. And he was very monosyllabic. And we got a little him jazzing Thor a couple of times, and Thor beat the bejesus out of him in the Coliseum, so that was cool to see too. Yeah.
I think Hulk won that fight though. Scott?
Okay. Scott's gonna spin around in his chair again.
Scott's rewatching it right now just to catch up.
I never saw Ragnarok.
All right, cut.
Oh shit. Okay. Get out of here, nerd.
Nerd. Oh God. Mark Ruffalo's spinning in his grave right now. Good grief.
That shirt really brings out the rosiness in your cheeks there, Tim.
I'm just so you wouldn't like me when I'm angry, and what you said kind of did it for me. Oh.
Yeah. It looks like it.
All right, let's go back to the Incredible
The original
Hulk.
question. Yes, and the Incredible Hulk, the film that we're actually going to be discussing. So
eventually.
Eventually. We'll get there, folks. We like to take the long road around. But so a very intriguing question. Where would we rank the Incredible Hulk with the other 6 films of the phase 1? I'm putting Avengers as the first one.
Okay.
I think Iron Man would be number 2 for me. I'd say Incredible Hulk and Cap are the same. I'd put them as a tie for 3. And then I'd go Thor and Iron Man 2.
Yeah, that's me too. I'm gonna jump on that boat because you said it perfectly. There's a big tie, and Iron Man is so close.
Yeah.
To those other 2.
Yeah. Agreed.
I really liked this movie. I actually liked it more when it first came out. I liked it more than the other. Excuse me, the other ones.
Okay.
And I think a big part of that for me was Ed Norton's performance as Banner. Just blew me out of the water. It's amazing. Stop it.
God. I can't even talk.
What's happening? I need him to talk so we can see that in big screen.
What?
Yes. I was wondering what you were doing over there, typing away frantically.
He put it as a heart. Well, he's watching the movie and doing this at the same time, so
Yeah, yes,
he's trying to get caught up on all fronts.
I mean, he can't watch Pornhub right now, so that's down. So I guess he's got to watch that.
How'd you know it was down?
Oh, a friend told me.
Oh. Well,
Steve, I bet you can still get it.
I wouldn't know, Tim. I don't partake in that kind of nonsense.
Damn druggy pornos.
I know, God. All you guys want to do is smoke weed and watch Pornhub. Jesus.
All right, so Scott,
what are you, 17?
Scott, where do you rank this?
Well, I do kind of think Forrest Gump is number 1.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Of all the fucking...
Just kidding. So I think I'm Avengers, Iron Man, Hulk, and Iron Man 2 is definitely last for me, but probably Captain America before that.
And then Thor's second to last. Okay, we're all in the same boat here.
Good.
I think
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, that's why we're friends.
1 and 2 could be subject to change depending on whether it's raining or not.
For me, number one will not change. Like I rank the Avengers movie very high, even among the other phases of
Mhm.
Just because
movies.
you like Loki's hat.
Yeah, it's got 2 horns.
What kind of horns though?
Devil horns.
Are they devil?
Oh no, they're
Yes.
not devil.
They're
No.
mischievous
Mischievous. I'll
because
go
he's the
with. They're
god
not
of
devil.
mischief. He's the god of mischief, folks.
I
When
thought he used
he-
them for exercising. You know, you hook those babies on, swing back and forth from the.
Who brought him?
You invited all of
God damn it,
us.
Steve, you did.
You invited both of us here. Damn
I did. That
you
was my
clicked
fault.
on my face.
it.
I did.
Damn it, host.
So when we get into this particular film, Scott was mentioning before and you had also, Tim, what really stood out for the both of you was the Edward Norton performance.
Absolutely.
He's just fantastic anyway
Yes.
in most of the work that he does. He was raised in Columbia, Maryland.
Yeah, he's a local for us.
How
next to the
about
mall.
that?
What's that, Scott?
Right next to the mall.
Right, next to the
it.
mall, right
Right
next
in
to
that
that
parking
Columbia
lot.
Mall, which was superb.
In an
So
RV
one
right
thing-
there.
As I was studying, I didn't watch this recent as Steve did, but I guess I watched it a few months ago because my youngest and I are going through the entire
Nice.
phases right now. So we just finished. We're getting ready to start Black Widow, I think tomorrow or the next day. So we're
Okay.
out of phase 3 into phase 4.
Yep.
But this one sticks out for me. I've seen it so many times. I got the poster when I met the one time I met Stan Lee. I got him to sign the Incredible Hulk poster.
Very
Most would
nice.
call me a fool because Iron Man or Avengers. Hey, I liked Incredible Hulk at the time so much. So one thing that stood out for me when I was doing a little research on this, the videos that I found of like the making of this movie, Norton was in every aspect of the filmmaking. Like he was
Yes.
there before the actors, before they started filming. He was there to talk about the design, everything about what Hulk would look like. Him and I'm going to say his name wrong. Louis Lederer. Is that how you say the director's name?
I am uncertain of the correct pronunciation.
It might be Letier, but I'm going to call him Louis because that's what I do with people I've never met.
Terrier.
Sure. Yep. We all call them different things. So the director, he's standing right up front of all the web design people holding these meetings, and it was just really cool to see. Like months before any kind of real production started, here's Ed Norton saying all the things he has in his mind on how tall he is, his hair, and all this other stuff. So I thought that was pretty cool.
I loved his level of involvement because I feel for comic book fans, we want somebody who's representing the comics as best as humanly possible and somebody who actually loves the source material. So to have an A-list actor who loves the source material want to be that involved in a film and bring that to life for the fans is the best possible thing that we can hope for. I loved it. I love it.
So it is. I need to say this was only put out a month after Iron Man came out in the theaters. So am I right? Hold on. So
They're
Incredible
both
Hulk was
2008.
June. Yeah, Incredible Hulk was June 13th.
Yes.
Iron Man was May 2nd.
Wow.
So just barely over a month. We don't see that anymore. We're seeing like months, sometimes, more than just a few months. But like I told you guys before with Iron Man, I don't remember Iron Man coming out, but I remember this being in the theater because I was thinking like, holy crap, they got it right with the Ang Lee Hulk that came out 5 years prior.
Yeah, that was 2003.
Eric Bana did a great job with what he was given. but just too cartoony, too comic booky. And then this one came out, and I'm like, holy crap, they did it. They finally did it. Those sons of bitches.
Sons of bitches. So when you talked about Edward Norton and him discussing the Hulk's design, what do you feel
Are we keeping
is
you
the
up?
best? I know, Jesus Christ. Scott's like, fuck you
And
too.
it's right,
I told you I was tired.
right in the mic too. He didn't shy away.
He did not. He's like, let it be known far and wide in the kingdoms. My slumber approaches.
What were you saying before we were yawned out of our groove here?
So, as far as the design of the Incredible Hulk goes, where do you rank this particular design? What did you love about it? Is there something you did not like about it? Where do you feel it belongs in the designs of the Hulks that we have seen so far? Like I've got the more modern, recent version of the Hulk here. What did you think about the Hulk design, Timmy and yawning sleepy Scott?
I want Scott to go first, so we don't put him to sleep.
I know, my God, please start talking.
Are we referring specifically to the meat and two veg or the
Listen, Prince Valium, start talking.
Well, I enjoyed the fact that he was looking right at the back of your head. And then besides that though, I mean, I thought he looked really good for a CGI kind of guy, especially at the time. You know, a lot of the CGI was really just coming up to speed at that point in time. We've come a long way since T2.
Hey, which really didn't age that badly. I watched that more recent than not, and I still enjoy it.
The floor scene when he comes up from the floor is still better than most special effects 30 years later.
As that redheaded security guard, the twin.
Definitely better than the MODOK in Quantum Mania, Marvel Studios.
I want to have fun with this. Let's not talk about
looking
that.
at you. All right.
You wouldn't like me when I'm angry. Let's not talk about that.
You're already making me angry. You're talking about bad CGI, and then I started thinking about stuff. So your favorite?
You and your brother.
I mean, obviously, Tim, but when we're talking about Hulk designs.
All right, so what do we have to choose from? We have this, we have Avengers.
Ang Lee Hulk.
Well, we got Lou Ferrigno.
We do have Lou Ferrigno.
The green paint.
God damn it.
Certainly do.
We do have Lou Ferrigno. Mark Ruffalo's Hulk. The Savage Hulk and the Smart Hulk.
Yeah.
We've got lots to choose from here.
Yeah. So for a while he was pretty consistent. I would say Avengers and Age of Ultron, those two Hulks were pretty much same.
Yes.
Same Hulks. Would you agree?
Yes, agreed.
Okay. I don't
It's a big
I don't know if I have a favorite. Excuse me. Oh, you found a way into the site. Good for you. So I think the Avengers and the Age of Ultron Hulks would be my favorite because they're just smash and grab, get up, they do their job, and they really did a good job of rekindling that Hulk in Endgame, where they kind of went back in time and kind of made him take the stairs. If you remember that scene, oh, take the stairs, Hulk no like, he comes downstairs, totally ruins everything and lets Loki get away. But this one, he's pretty similar. The one in our 2008 Incredible Hulk, he just developed a little bit more, a little bit for Avengers, just a few years later. So this one's good. I mean, he's not gigantic. He's not 16 feet tall like Ang Lee's Hulk. And they even mentioned that in one of the interviews I saw, like they didn't want to make him comical or just over the top ridiculous. They wanted it to be like a little more realistic. So yeah, what is he, 10 feet tall, 8, 10, 12 feet, somewhere in there in this one?
He's like 8 to 10 feet.
Yeah.
Scott's measuring right now.
Like here, I think.
Scott's like, I'm a good 6'2", and I think he was about 8'4".
Yeah, he's right about there.
Yeah.
So
He
yeah, this
didn't
is a
have to
good one.
duck to go under doors. So,
This is a good version.
I thought this was a good version. I really loved the face because I think they got the anger and the pissed off expressions perfect.
Mhm.
Like when
how come Bruce Banner was clean shaven, but Hawk had a 5 o'clock shadow?
what?
And a different haircut, you'll notice.
Oh,
They wanted to give him a like a buzzed army cut. They kept going back and forth. That almost made it to production. But then right at the
Really?
last minute, the director said, you know what, let's just give him a regular haircut.
that's a regular?
I mean, more regular.
This is a regular.
Yeah. Irregular or regular?
So
Regular.
I can go into the barber shop and just ask him for the regular?
Give me the regular.
Yeah, give me the Incredible Hulk, and they'll hook you right up.
All right. He'll come out
Right
with his
up.
toy
They'll-
from the back.
Yeah, they will. Here we go. I definitely liked the face. I liked the expression. I thought the height was right. I thought the musculature was right. He was very sinewy and 0% fat Hulk. Like he maintained a professional workout and diet routine so that he could flex and be good in the muscle building competitions that he competed in on the side.
Mhm.
I thought he was a little
What are we talking about?
He's
get the fuck out of here.
let him just let him go. See where he goes with this. I'm not
Just
really
let
sure where
him-
it's headed.
God damn. I think I prefer the 2012 Avengers Hulk in terms of the muscle mass. He wasn't extra lean. He was beefy.
Lean,
I
green,
I
fight
dug that.
machine.
But 0% body fat Hulk in this particular Incredible Hulk
Mhm.
was a little odd for me, but I did really like the face model that they had because I thought that expressed anger and rage very well.
Which picture are you using? What
This
Which Hulk is that?
is I believe this is Infinity War Hulk,
Okay.
a good Hulk.
Good.
While he was on screen for 4.2 minutes.
Gotcha. Okay.
Got all them teeth and no toothbrush.
Jesus.
You can tell Scott really prepared.
He did. He
His
really dug
wits.
into the material and is quoting us
He
the
is so
fucking
tired.
water boy.
He is so tired.
Adam Sandler says, like, oh my fucking God.
That explains why he's so angry, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Anyway.
All them teeth
So
and no toothbrush.
the love letter to Bill Bixby that was
Yes.
this entire film.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the
I
kid
re-
who played it in A Christmas Story?
So close. So close. He was an Iron Man.
He almost nailed it.
So close.
Cinematic Universe by proxy, 7 degrees of Kevin Bacon separation, and we've got him. We're here. We're back.
So yeah, we got the Bill Bixby hints. We even had
The theme song. The
We had
theme
the-
song.
We had hints to the theme song, and I'm gonna get to the composer in a little bit because I looked him up and he's done some incredible stuff. What was the show? Oh, the old show that he was in. Bixby had the cameo in this movie.
Yes, he did.
Right in the beginning, and
Yes.
it was the Spanish version of
The Courtship of Eddie's father. The Courtship of
think you're
Eddie's
right.
father.
I think
I
you're right.
think I think I am right too.
Yep.
I
think
like
you're right.
thinking
Courtship
that
of
I'm right.
Eddie's father.
Yeah.
That was the
So-
kid on the courtship of Eddie's father. He's thinking Scrooged, but you
Who?
can't think Scrooge, goddammit. You
Who
have to
quotes
think
Scrooged?
of the Incredible Hulk. This guy did.
If I had a candy bar, I'd give it to you and say you've earned it.
I absolutely have earned it. And it was the courtship of Eddie's father where we got to see a clip of our beloved Bill Bixby from the 70s Hulk TV series, which was my first experience with the Incredible Hulk. And it used to scare the absolute dog shit out of me because the opening credits for that, it was terrifying.
Yeah.
As a 4-year-old kid watching that,
The
and like,
eyes.
where they pause And till he finds a way to control the raging spirit that dwells within him. And it does the split screen where Lou is just like, "Ah," I'm like, oh fuck, like I'm just horrified.
They did such a good job with that, with the eye, like the contacts, and then
Oh
like
my god.
just it was like the American Werewolf in London type, where it's like giving you a real good close up of
Yes.
stuff, his muscles breaking through the shirt and stuff like that.
Yes.
Yeah, it was really good. Anyway, so we get Bill Bixby as a cameo.
We got the theme song from the
Excuse me.
series in there. Bum,
Yeah,
bum,
we got
bum,
the theme
bum.
song. And there was another really just hint of, it wasn't a okay.
It was a cameo. It was a cameo of Jack McGee.
Yes, that's what I'm going after. Yeah, so Jack McGee, I couldn't remember his name. I had to look it up on my 18 tabs open on this computer.
Mr. McGee.
So Jack McGee was one of
Don't
the
make me angry.
reporters. He was
Well, the college
reporter.
students.
Yeah,
Yes,
the
but
college
you're right.
reporter.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. He was a college kid, and they showed his name on the clip of the news,
Mhm.
which I thought was just beautiful.
A
Perfect
wonderful
way.
homage to the series because Jack McGee was the reporter that relentlessly was
Yeah.
stalking David Banner
Yeah.
and the Incredible Hulk. So that
Every
was
single
that was
episode.
nice.
He was in
Every single episode.
every episode. He was the
Mr.
reason why
McGee.
Banner was moving on.
Don't make me angry. And they had that famous line in there too. This whole movie was a love letter to the TV series.
And it was "Don't make me hungry." Wasn't that the
Yes, because he was
Isn't that the
speaking
joke?
Portuguese.
Yep.
Don't make me hungry.
Yep.
What?
That's just it's like giving R2 the I have a bad feeling about this line. It was just like a nice little homage, to the original. I loved it.
Yes, very nice, very touching.
Yeah.
I loved all of that.
Mhm.
Speaking of that Brazilian scene, so Hickson Gracie is a very famous jujitsu practitioner. I practice jujitsu. I love it. And when he's doing his breathing techniques in the beginning and he's sitting with the instructor, that's Hickson Gracie. He's exceedingly famous.
Belly going in and out like
yes. Yes.
that. Okay. All right.
It was a fun little cameo for me.
What was I gonna say? So there was another cameo from the original show that you wouldn't know about. Last week we talked about Charles Napier. Does that name ring a bell? Last week it didn't ring a bell for you guys. He was one of the investigators or the interrogators in Loaded Weapon. He was in Blues Brothers. He's been in just a ton of stuff.
He was the Joker too, right?
In what? Hold on. Yeah, he did a voice for him, right? Are you making shit up?
Jack Napier, right?
Doggone it. You're making
Get the
shit up.
hell God damn it, Scott.
So he helped to voice the Incredible Hulk in the original show for like 40 episodes. When the original voice actor and Lou Ferrigno, the original guy, passed, they got Charles Napier.
Jack.
For you people at home, don't listen to Scott. Look him up. Look up his history, his long history. He is an incredible actor with just one of those great voices. But yeah, so I mentioned Ferrigno, and I saw Steven jump out of his chair, so I know Steve wants to tackle that.
He was thinking about what was that show? The guy who's the delivery driver for FedEx. King of Queens, how Lou Ferrigno was his neighbor.
Yes, that's a great cameo for Ferrigno.
Oh, also the movie I Love You Man, because Ferrigno was in that selling his estate.
Yes.
But Lou was also in this movie. He was a security guard accepting a pizza from Edward Norton.
Yep.
As a payment to get in to see the computer.
Mm-hmm.
He was the voice of the Hawk too, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes, he did help voice the Hawk. This was the only movie he helped with that. He didn't do any of the other ones, which I thought
otherwise
was interesting.
It's oh my God. I'm never gonna remember his name. Not Frank.
Bob?
No, quiet you.
George.
I'm gonna look that up.
Okay, you look that up. I did enjoy how when Ferrigno stood up, Norton kind of got that scared look on his face for a hot second. Just like the sheer magnitude of, well, I mean, look at Ferrigno compared to Edward Norton.
Yeah.
who weighs like 90 pounds soaking wet.
Fred Tasciore. He's been the voice of Hulk for My God,
That's-
time immemorial.
He's a big name.
He is a big name. Fred Taschereau.
Listen to Keys looking him up right now.
I know. Scott's like, Fred
Oh yeah, the first
Taschereau."
thing that comes up is just everything Hulk.
Yes.
Fred Taschereau was known for Team America.
Solomon
Fuck
Grundy.
yeah.
He was the voice
Tasmanian
of
Devil.
Samuel L. Jackson.
Oh really? Interesting. In real life.
Yes, in real life. It's not
Right. All right. So, all right, let's get into this a little bit more. So we have the scene in Brazil.
yes.
What a great chase scene that was.
Yes, it was.
So they got, all the guys ganged up on him in the factory. Oh, we can't skip over the cameo, the Stan Lee cameo. Let's talk about that first. Stan Lee gets his beautiful
His
cameo at the
drink.
beginning of this movie. He drank the
drink.
blood.
He
Mhm.
did drink the blood. And then he drops the
Yeah.
the glass.
Just a quick blink if you miss it. But yeah, the chase scene in Brazil. You got the bad guys chasing after him. You got Tim Roth and his crew chasing after him. Oh, such a great chase scene.
Yeah, two different. It was the Brazilian factory workers that he pissed off.
Mhm.
And then it was Tim Roth and the Commandos. So he's running
Mhm.
from both of them, and they end up in a factory. And what'd they do to him? They made him angry.
They certainly did. They made him
And-
very hungry.
They didn't like him, like at all.
So that group, the Brazilian group, was the first to go. I don't know if they survived.
That was so cool. I don't think they survived at all. They were never seen again. But that was really cool because it was done in the dark, right? He's walking and he is pulled into the darkness.
Yeah.
Horrifying, right? The one guy lost his shoe. Did the Hulk eat him? We do not know.
Right. He's stuffed in a bottle of Coke somewhere.
He is. That's how strong the Hulk is. You see this 12-ounce bottle? I'm going to put your entire 170-pound body in here.
It's very meticulous.
Try to stop me.
So that scene was great. Yeah, just the whole opening was nonstop fun. Like you really you saw how much he enjoyed being in that, just working as a bottler, fixing that one piece of machinery. And the boss is like, "Come on, guy, we got to get you more money." He's like, "No, I'm good. I'm good."
I'm fine right here.
Yep. So then he hulks out. He goes like, what, miles and miles away on his rampage.
To Guatemala.
Guatemala.
From Brazil to Guatemala.
Mm-hmm.
Because he starts speaking Portuguese to the guy he stops in the truck, and the guy's like, "Okay," because he's speaking Spanish.
Yes, so good.
Very wonderful. And so that was the hidden, like, you don't really you get a sense of the Hulk, but you don't really get to see him. It's the second scene of the Hulk that's the big reveal.
Mhm.
The jump out of the second story of the college.
Yeah,
to reveal
the bridge thing.
You get to see all of him and marvel
Mhm.
at his presence.
I see what you did there.
I know it was very clever.
So let's get to who we meet between then. We finally meet Betsy. Betty. Not
Betty.
Betsy. She's the actual
Not
flag weaver.
Betsy. She's 105.
Betty Ross.
Betty
So
Ross.
we meet Betty Ross, played
Betsy.
by Liv Tyler.
She took the role without even reading the script. She just said yes to the dress and was just all about it. I
All right.
loved that. She's
Show of
she's
hands.
Arwen, who loves Liv Tyler.
Oh, this might not be a landslide as I thought it would be. Show of hands. We had Jennifer Connelly play Betty Ross 5 years prior. You know where I'm going with this. We have Liv Tyler in this movie.
Don't make me
Who
choose.
Would you rather have in the MCU? Raise your hand for Jennifer Connelly. Am I alone on this?
Tim, I
All right,
can't
I'll
choose. It's
raise
it's a
your
tough
hand
God
for Liv
damn it.
Tyler. So it's 1-0. Okay,
I
cool.
can't. I
I'll take
can't
that.
choose. I can't choose.
I can.
You're asking.
Sarah from Labyrinth, probably my first crush ever. I can choose. Jennifer Connelly, who did make her way into the MCU as the voice of Peter Parker's suit in Spider-Man: Homecoming, which I was happy
Peter
about.
Parker suit.
But the suit
Yes, the
that,
voice that
yeah.
spoke to him.
Remember when he was in the that underground area?
I
He was
thought he
stuck
was
in there.
hallucinating there. So
No, that was Jennifer Connelly. You dumb
But he took
bastard.
some shrooms and my God, a choice between Jennifer Connelly and Liv Tyler. Jesus, Tim.
It's
It's
easy
the
for me.
it's the Kobayashi Maru. It's the unwinnable scenario.
If Liv is listening right
Kobayashi
now,
Maru.
I have nothing against you, Liv. You're beautiful. I loved you in all your movies.
She's one of our subscribers, Tim. So you've offended her.
No,
Jesus.
she's not caught up. She's still on episode 3. So we have time to edit. She was fantastic in Empire Records, but man, when it comes down to the choice, I gotta go. I gotta go, Jennifer Connelly.
Let's see
Okay,
what
let me make
Harrison
this
thinks.
one.
Hold on.
All right, yeah, check with him because he's gonna be the new Thaddeus Ross.
He is going to be the new Thaddeus Ross. So we're going to get to see Red Hulk.
That's what people are thinking. I saw the torn pants.
Harrison goes with Jennifer.
Okay, good for him. Me and Harrison. So all right, well, let's make this one a little easier. We had William Hurt
Yes.
play General Ross.
Uh-huh.
But in 5 years prior, who'd we have? Sam Elliott played General Ross. I think
Sam Elliott.
William Hurt.
Sam Elliott. Sam Elliott for me would have been
I'd go William Hurt.
a better Ross just because of the voice. That's the
I
only
love
reason.
Sam Elliott ever since
Mhm.
Tombstone.
Yep.
So he is spectacular, and he was wonderful as General Ross.
Yeah, I agree.
William Hurt, I thought he killed it. I really did. I'd take William Hurt.
Okay.
That's why he was never invited back, because he killed it.
Wait, who wasn't invited back? What are you talking about?
Scott, did you do some research? What are we doing here?
What? Who wasn't invited back? What are you talking about?
I don't think I'm gonna get invited back after this episode.
So that's one of the things I wanted to talk about. We didn't see any original actor from this movie until Civil War, like
Yeah,
8 years later.
Banner declined the role of Banner. Banner
Wait,
declined Banner.
Hold on, he was offered
Yes,
to come back for this one.
that is my understanding.
I
If you
didn't know
look at
that.
if you look at the IMDb,
Okay.
so Sam Elliott wanted to reprise his role, but it was taken by William Hurt, understandable.
Interesting.
Hold on. Scrolling.
While
Eric
you're
Bana was
scrolling-
offered,
Oh,
but he
you got it.
declined. Eric Bana was asked to reprise his role of Bruce Banner, but he turned it down. He said no to the dress, and Edward Norton said yes to the dress.
So I guess my
Why is it
question
a
would be,
dress?
why is
Why
it
do
a
you-
dress? A. B. Why would they want him to reprise a role in a movie that had nothing to do with the MCU they were getting ready to set up? Feige's got, he's movies ahead. He's streets ahead in his head with where these
Yes.
movies are going.
Yes.
Why would they go after Bana? Wouldn't that add confusion?
I heard.
we already
had
Edward Norton
People
was
that
A wonderful
didn't
question.
think this was part of. I argued so hard that the Incredible Hulk was part of the MCU. Friends of mine didn't think it was in it because we
They're
never
no
saw
longer
these
your friends,
characters
are they?
for a long time. Yeah, F them. No, they're gone. They're out of my life.
But 2003, like, why would your friends, Tim, bring up a film from 2003 that was not in the MCU versus a film that obviously is? And why
Well,
are
that's
they
what
arguing?
I'm saying. They didn't think the Incredible Hulk, the one we're talking about, was part of the MCU.
Yes, they're silly people. Obviously,
Thank
Tim.
you. Thank
Like, Jesus.
you.
Jesus
But,
was
I mean,
a silly person.
Just the proof is in the closing credit. with Tony Stark coming in and talking to Ross. Like,
Yes.
of course, it's not an argument, but I still had
You-
that argument. It's
You have
unbelievable.
such nice suits. Come on.
All right, so do we invite Nick Nolte back to this movie?
I like Nick Nolte.
I do too, but man, it was a
It
horrible
was-
role for him.
Well, it was way over the top in more than a few sections.
Yeah.
And I don't want to talk about that film.
Yeah, all right, we're done. We're
I
done.
really don't want to talk about that film.
So we all agree Jennifer Connelly should have been in this one. Okay, good.
All right,
should-
one down.
She should just be in every single movie ever.
Just
Okay.
every movie.
I'm gonna
Yes.
tag her
I'm-
when you
I'm on
finally do
board.
post this. I'm tagging her, even though
I'm
she
on
wasn't
board
in the
with that.
movie.
I'm on board with that.
Maybe she'll watch. She'll want to be my friend. All right, what do we got? What's next?
We got Tim
Where are we?
Blake Nelson as Samuel Stearns,
Mhm.
who is a villain in the comic books, a major villain in the comic books for the, as Scott yawns his way into all of our hearts, a major villain in the comics for the Hulk. He's the villain called the Leader in the comics, Samuel Stearns, and they hinted that in a scene in the movie where
The
he
final time we
creates
see
the
him.
abomination and he gets cut on his head and the banner blood falls into his head and his head starts expanding
Mhm.
and he gets that smile on his face,
Mhm. So I'm excited.
strongly suggesting that he would be a future villain that we never got to see.
Are we finally going to see him next year in Captain America: New World Order? Wait, is that still what it's called now? Brave
Is
New
that-
World.
Called Abomination 2.
No.
Is
They-
that where Harrison's going to be General Ross?
Yeah. So they changed the name Brave New World, Captain America: Brave New World, not New World Order. So Liv Tyler and Tim Blake Nelson, it's been confirmed that they're coming back finally to this universe. So I think that's pretty cool. So are we going to see him as a supervillain in this?
Well, if they're bringing him back, it would strongly suggest that yes, they would be doing that.
Yep. Scott, thoughts?
E equals MC squared.
That's a great thought. Nice job.
Any thoughts of your own?
Um,
Look at the
yes.
guy that hated the movie quoting the movie.
Hated what movie?
Not you, Steven. You guys just quoted Loaded Weapon 1.
I
Beautiful, loved it.
know. I can still quote it, Tim.
Tear came to both eyes.
So we had Ty Burrell. He played Doc Samson, who is
So-
also from the comic books.
I was just going to ask that. Is he in the
Doc
comic
Samson.
books?
No, Tim.
Hmm.
Absolutely not.
Damn it.
Yeah, he's Doc Samson from the comic books. So lots
Okay.
of fun stuff in this film. Yeah, very pleased. Very pleased.
We done?
So they didn't give
Oh,
him
sorry.
no, go ahead.
No.
No, please.
No, we're good. We're good.
Please continue.
Negative Ghost Rider.
Okay. How did you feel about the fight sequence where he's fighting the army, and how did you feel about the fight sequence where he's fighting the abomination? One is in daylight, and we get another final battle scene from the first section of the from the first phase of the MCU that's in total darkness. How
So
do we
a
feel
gl-
about that?
a
Total darkness.
glaringly awful transition is the beginning of the fight scene with the army, ends in total darkness, which I thought was really, really odd. You could argue that the billows of smoke hid the sun, but it was just, did you notice that when you rewatched it? Like right before Hulk protects Betty, it's beautiful daylight, it's bright sunny day, then all of a sudden it's dark and like almost it's storming in the next scene that we see him. But
Yes,
it's like
it's
dark
raining.
as he walks away. I just thought that was odd. Anyway, other than that, both great scenes. Great fight scenes. This whole movie had really well thought out, intricate battle scenes. Like the scene in the city where they're talking to Thaddeus on the little walkie camera thing. It's like Hulk comes up and grabs the Jeep and smashes it. Or no, it was Abomination. I'm sorry.
Abomination
coming
grabs
up,
it.
grabs it. Like you see him talking to him up until splat.
Yeah,
Up
he
until
hits
that
them
moment.
with a car.
Yeah, with each other.
Terrifying.
Yeah, absolutely. No, both great scenes.
How did you like the Hulk's use of weaponry? So in this film, he's actually using physical objects as weapons when he's
Mhm.
not done that in the other films as much. Well, he did it with the tank in the 2003 film. Meh. But so he grabs the pieces of metal and uses them as shields. And then
And-
when he's fighting the Abomination, he breaks the police car in half and uses
pretty
that
cool.
to bludgeon the Abomination with.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. He's still got a little bit of Banner in there.
And that did stick going forward, though. He used weapons all the time in the
Mhm.
future movies.
Mm-hmm.
Shallow
Mhm.
and pedantic.
Jello.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There's always room for Jello.
Like that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
We got to wrap this up. Scott needs to go to bed.
I know,
What?
Jesus.
Sorry.
I
Welcome on.
told you. You were warned
No, I know, and I love it.
in
I love every
advance.
moment.
You missed some of the good things while you were troubleshooting too.
Oh, did I? Hopefully you recorded them.
We did.
Good. Good.
I feel like I couldn't give this one justice tonight, so many apologies, everyone.
Yeah, we've all been there. Not me, but you guys. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I
I
still
didn't give.
just can't get over the meat and two veg on your wall and how it's still there week after week.
Scott believes that there's a penis on your picture behind you, Timmy.
Is it this one?
It is that
The
one.
Garfield picture? Yeah, he
Yes.
said that before.
He has.
One day
he,
when I'm not
he brings
connected
it
to
up all the
15 different
time.
things, I'll show you guys what it is.
You did show
You
us
sent
what
the
it was.
picture. It's
Oh,
the
did I?
guy
Sent it.
standing there.
No,
But
it says
it's a text
Garfield.
message.
Yeah, it's Garfield.
But to the right of Garfield, look
To
on
the-
your own screen there.
That's me.
Put your finger up a little. Up.
Put it way up there, Tim.
That's a
I said
stairwell.
across your nose, not up it.
Oh my God. Yeah.
I'm telling you. That's what that is right
All right. If we can refocus back to the film and not
Oh.
on what Scott believes is a penis behind Timmy, I think we can.
I'm not alone here.
I mean,
There's a penis behind you, Tim.
you.
Watch out.
I feel like I'm getting slapped. Oh, golly.
Motion activated.
That's a great reason for that.
All right, get us back on track, Steven. What do you got?
Jesus Christ, I'm
The
trying.
Hawk's
What's-
armpit hair. Is it super?
What's in your team's notes? Come on. What
I
else you
wrote
got in
lots
there?
of stuff that you guys didn't read, you know.
You did,
Yeah.
and I loved it. I read it, you dirty bastard. I
You
enjoyed it.
Did read it? Oh,
I did read it.
you-
I just didn't get a chance to edit
or
or
add
not
to it,
edit.
posted
Add
something.
to
or
it. Sorry.
anything, or anything of that nature. All right,
Scott
that's
was in
fine.
the mountains when you
Scott
posted
was
that.
in the mountains and he wasn't going to reply anyway.
No, he doesn't have
Was two.
service out
The
there.
Abomination as a villain. How did you feel of that progression?
It was just too quick. It's too much too quick for me.
It was too much too quick. Okay,
Yeah.
Scott.
I tend to agree with that. Like we spend most of the movie with it's just kind of Hawk, and then all of a
Mhm.
sudden Abomination pops in, and then it's over.
And Tim Roth has his full consciousness.
Yeah.
And it was I don't know. That was a little too much for me. But I'm not saying it was a bad movie, as we all know.
Yes, Tim, it's exactly what you're saying.
But you got the Abomination using all the tools, any of us would use in a fight if they were available to us. Whereas the Hawk was kind of just like, oh, look, Rock, help me. But like that whole chain scene on the rooftop, which was very cool. Top. But
Okay.
okay.
So I thought a little bit different. I thought, well, yes, the make me this horrific creature right now was a little insane. They were setting that up from the beginning. So
Mhm.
where
Of
right
course.
after the warehouse scene, the first scene where he sees the Hulk for the first time, and then he's talking with Ross, and he's like, "Oh, what was that?" He's like, "It was powerful. I've never seen anything quite so powerful. Like I admire that." But like he was saying that he admired it then, and then he's like, "Oh, you know, myself in a when they're talking about his age, he's like, "Oh, I'm
Mhm.
39." He's like, my current mind and my body, 10 years younger." He's like, "That'd be someone I wouldn't want to fuck with." And then General's like, "Oh, I can arrange that."
It's
And then he
ugly
starts going
for this
down that
guy.
path where he just wants more and more and more of that power.
I
And
did
then finally,
enjoy. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
no, please.
I did enjoy when the Hulk kicked him and rolled him into the tree in that college campus scene. Like 3 scenes later, or 2 scenes later, we see him in the full body cast. He moves his finger, and then all of a sudden, Thaddeus Ross comes around the corner and he's like putting on his boots, which I thought was pretty cool. After they gave him that serum, I did like that transition.
Well, I liked the whole thing anyway, because if it's a normal man fighting the Hulk, like that's exactly what's gonna happen. You're gonna get
Mhm.
kicked across a football field into a tree and break every last bone in your body. You're gonna be a Jello man fighting the Hulk.
I'm Jello man,
Wow.
not that Jello man,
Jesus.
not different Jello man.
Jesus Christ.
Jello pudding pop.
Pudding pop.
Wow.
You guys
You
don't
going
remember
Bill
those
Cosby?
commercials?
Bill
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Cosby
Yeah.
did
Okay.
Jello all the time.
Well, you call it what you want. He did something.
Well, yes. His drug of choice.
Uh-huh.
Uh But I thought the Abomination, the look overall was really cool. They didn't do his ears that they later added into the more recent incarnations of the Abomination.
Yeah.
Because in the comics he had like the webbed ears.
It was a little confusing when we saw that in Shang-Chi for the first time. It
That's
was,
the comic book version of him.
yeah. So it was, at first, it was like you didn't really 100% know if it was him. It was Tim Roth playing him, which was very
Yes.
cool.
Yes.
But yeah, it was interesting development of his character. But yeah, all 4 of the comic book versions of it, making it better, making it stronger, the whole MCU stronger. But I really did like his design, like the bones coming out of his skin.
That was wild, right?
Yeah, kind of like I just lost it. Who killed Superman?
Doomsday.
Doomsday. It was Doomsday. Yeah, kind of like not unlike the Doomsday
I thought
character.
it was Zod.
General. No, Zod never killed Superman, did he?
I know it.
Scott's referring to oh God, I can't believe we're never mentioning this again. The DC cinematic universe where they used General Zod's body to turn that into Doomsday.
Oh, I see
Into
where you're going.
Doomsday.
Gotcha. Can we just do
Clearly.
all those DC movies in one?
We could do that in
podcast?
5 minutes.
All right.
With a quote from the critic and your favorite guy, John Lovitz. It
It
stinks.
stinks.
Done.
Beautiful.
We did the whole DC universe.
Wonderful.
So with back to our Incredible Hulk,
Oh yeah, that's right.
I loved the ending as well, where he's running through the woods in Canada, and he's sitting there meditating, and throughout the whole movie it shows days without incident, and it counts down and it goes 0, and he
Mhm.
opens his eyes and they're glowing green and he smiles. I'm like,
That was a great,
perfect.
great ending.
Oh, so perfect.
Yep. No, they knew where like I said, they knew where they wanted to go. They knew they were setting up some other stuff. And I'm sure Edward Norton had every intention of joining in and playing along with the rest of the MCU folks. But that just didn't come to fruition, did it?
It did not.
So we hear different varying things on the internet about why that didn't happen. Like, are we ever going to hear the real story behind that?
Everybody just keeps saying that he was so difficult to work with, but he's got type A personality. And bottom line, from what I understand, is that he just gives a shit about the character and wanted to be faithful to both the comic book character as well as to the old series, which he
Agreed.
obviously, I mean, he grew up on it more than likely as we did. Let me see, what's his? He's
about-
53, so he's 10 years older than us.
Is he
But
really 53?
yeah, but he's seen, so he probably grew up with it in a very different way than we did. Like, cause I was 4 watching that, and he's 14 watching it, probably thinking it's the coolest thing ever.
Mhm.
So he just wanted to pay a homage to what
Yeah.
he loved.
Absolutely. But the problem with that, Kevin Feige is the cook in the kitchen. And once you add more than 1 or 2 people, I mean, he already had Jon Favreau with such a strong outing with Iron Man, who was invited back to continue to be part of the MCU. So I wonder if you're right, if it's maybe some of the attitude maybe Edward approached Feige and the rest of the MCU team with his ideas. So maybe it was a little more direct than, say, a Favreau's approach. Maybe that's why they decided, you know what, let's just recast, let's just move on.
It could
Because
have
they
been
both
where,
had great ideas. 100%.
but Favreau might have been seen as more collaborative. And hey, I can work with you if you can work with me. Where Ed might have been like, this is the
my idea."
vision. And to your point about Kevin, where he's got that 50,000 foot view, and always has, of the Marvel Cinematic Universe and where it's going. Like, it took us 10 years to get to Infinity War from Iron Man.
Mhm.
10 years
All
of
part of the plan.
planning. And that's a vision right there. But Edward's got a strong personality and has a vision too. And maybe the visions just didn't jive.
Absolutely. Would we, the 3 of us, would we have rather seen Edward Norton carry on despite those rumors or whatever we had? I'm seeing Scott shake his head. Yes. I like Ruffalo. I think he does a fine job. I would much rather see Edward Norton in that Banner role.
Yeah. Ruffalo's.
I'll tag him too in this.
I don't know if he's all that bad. So the Avengers movie, I thought he played a wonderful Banner in the 2012 Avengers movie. I thought that was his best take on Banner, because we got super smart, but we also got very terrifying.
Yeah. It
That
was a
I agree.
very
When we talk
different
about
take.
that movie, I got all kinds of stuff to talk about with that movie, because that whole movie, I loved it. Just the setup for the Hulk was the best part of that for me.
We yeah, I don't know. It was just it was a totally different character in that movie than the Edward Norton character. And was that all Ruffalo? Was that Feige saying, hey, we want you to do it your way? So I don't know. It was almost like just a totally different, like I said, character that they brought in with the same name from one actor to the other, which makes sense. What was
So
wrong?
if you're looking at the Wicked, and you're always looking at me, Tim, but if you look at the Wikipedia,
Mhm.
so when you're looking at the Hulk film page, it says
Scott.
Mark Ruffalo. Let Lewis Lederer's first choice before casting Norton
Was Ruffalo.
was
David
Ruffalo.
Duchovny. No,
I
it's
did
David
see that.
Duchovny.
Duchovny?
They
No, I
did
did
look
see
at him
that.
as well. They did look at him as well.
They looked at Duchovny?
But I thought that was interesting that Mark was the first choice before
I did see
casting
that.
Norton.
Why wasn't he chosen? Or why didn't he accept? Do we know?
Because he was terrible.
No, I do remember seeing that he was one of the first choices to play.
I am just now seeing that. That is fascinating.
No,
Just now seeing what?
So he's always been on the table for Bruce Banner.
Who?
Jesus, where the hell have you been?
Jesus, he would have killed it.
He would. Wow. Yes, indeed.
I didn't say Pontius. I said Jesus.
Pontius Pilate?
There he is.
All right.
Airplane?
We're losing the team here.
The
We're
Wright
fading
brothers.
fast.
I gotta
Scott's
say
just-
something.
Scott's just gonna pass out right now.
He
We're
is.
gonna
Scott's
keep
full blown.
going.
I'm like, damn, we're dying up here, Tim.
So before we kind of come to the end, I did want to mention a little man called, I don't know how little he is, Craig Armstrong. He did the music
Isn't he
composition.
7'7"?
He might be. He did the music composition for this movie. He also was the composer for musicals such as Moulin Rouge, The Great Gatsby, Ray with Jamie Foxx. Like, he's done some big stuff. And just off the top of your head right now, give me one theme besides the homage to the 80s show. Give me one thing that he did in this movie. Like, it was good music. I remember it being good, but it wasn't really memorable, which I thought was interesting that he did all these huge musicals with memorable songs, and they got him for this movie. And I've never heard his name mentioned before. I just thought that was interesting. The Leo DiCaprio Romeo and Juliet, he did the music for that. He's done some big stuff, and they got him for this, The Bone Collector.
The Great Gatsby, so he loves Leo. He loves Jet Li. He did Kiss of the Dragon and Romeo Must Die.
Yep, saw that.
Hmm.
But I just thought it was pretty neat. Like, that's a big name to go after in the world of music.
Very nice.
And here he is doing The Incredible Hulk. So anyway, I just thought that was interesting. So that was the last thing I had on my paper there.
Up when
Just
Tim
wanted to make
throws his
sure I-
paper, we know we're at the end of the line here.
Before we quit, I do want to show you guys. I got a new
That
mug,
you're too legit to quit.
one that won't make me quit.
Oh, that's Harold.
It is. Can you see what it says at the bottom? It's
Nice
I'll keep-
shooting. Nice
There it
shooting,
is.
Tex.
nice shooting text. Yes.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Nice shooting, Tex.
That was a good find online. Couldn't afford it, but I bought it anyway.
I couldn't afford it, but here we are. That's why I'm in the basement, because I am sleeping here.
I'm at the motel, not the hotel.
I am at the motel.
Do we have any final thoughts on this, Scotty?
It was very, very green.
It's not easy being that green.
That's the rumor.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well then we'll wrap it here. I appreciate that you both shared my enthusiasm. It was really awesome.
It's
Scott,
a
you
great movie.
especially. I don't know if we can top that, but
Hey, we
Top
keep
what?
him around because Harrison's in the room with him.
he is. We
True.
gotta defer to Harrison at least a couple of times. But thank you all to our listeners for checking this out. We'd love to hear your thoughts on the film. Was this your favorite Hulk? Was this your least favorite Hulk? Do you think Edward Norton should have been in the MCU forward from this film?
Yes.
We'd love to hear your thoughts. Please leave us a comment and a like and subscribe. And we hope you all have a fantastic night. Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, Dr. Nick.
All right.